We'll go ahead and get started. But this is Brad and Lyle Berglund. Lyle is spelled Lyle, traditional spelling. Berglund, Berglund, and Brad. So Lyle and Brad, Brad. And so these brothers were on the scene and pulled Jason out of the aircraft, which was on fire. So they're going to share their experiences with you, and then these folks are going to ask you some questions. Do you want them just to kind of provide kind of recount what happened from your perspective, and then you can answer some questions? Any one of you can stand here, and let's have you come over here, Brad, a little bit closer to the mic.
Okay.
And Lyle, do you want to start and kind of just, are you guys all ready?
Yes.
Okay, so
And
Lyle.
just kind of pick one person to talk to.
Okay.
It's easier that way.
Okay.
Okay.
So Lyle, let's have you start, and then we can turn it over to Brad and kind of share your thoughts, and then these folks will have some questions for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Do I need to just go ahead and start?
What
Yeah,
happened?
talk us through what happened.
Yeah, we were just driving to a job in Clearfield, heading north on Legacy, when we saw the plane coming down. Brad was the first to notice the plane, and kind of out of curiosity or amazement, he just said, "Look at that plane over there. It's coming down." And clipped the right wing and kind of did a cartwheel type thing and exploded on impact. And at that moment I decided to pull over and turn my hazards on and bolt it out of my truck, trying to make it to the scene as quick as I could. Hopped a couple of fences, and as I reached the last fence to cross, my brother Brad said, this is going to be bad. I don't think I want to see this." And I told him I don't want to see it either. But we didn't have anything holding us back or any other options really at that point, and we knew what we had to do. So we made our way up to the plane and noticed that Jason was alive and conscious. And we had to get him out. So I walked up to him and I tried to pull him out and couldn't do it on my own. And Brad realized that his harness was still attached, and so he got his buckle off of him and helped me get him out of the plane. Once we got him onto the ground, we noticed that the other passenger, Andre, was breathing, and we knew we had to get him out too. So we did the same, got his harness undone and pulled him out onto the ground next to Jason. Shortly after, others had arrived to help us move their bodies away from the fire that continued to spread pretty quickly, and until the emergency personnel arrived. And that's as much as I can get out at the moment.
My recollection is basically the same. I remember when we got up to the plane, it was there wasn't very much hesitation to go in and pull them out once we seen them moving. It was a pretty gruesome sight, but we knew what we had to do, and we just did it. It would have been good to see the emergency people a little sooner, but I guess that they weren't there when we were there, so or they couldn't have been there as fast as we could have. So it was kind of like, hurry, 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 get here, someone get here. But I mean, they did the best they could, and so did we, and this is how it went. So.
Can't imagine how traumatic that might have been. With one, seeing it, and then jumping in there and pulling these two from the plane. How are you coping with this right now?
It's pretty difficult. the mental aspect of it. Physically, we're very healthy. Some minor burns and things, but emotionally and mentally, I think we're dealing with some pretty traumatic visuals. It's pretty consuming, but we have a really great support system, families and professionals that have helped us. I remember specifically, I believe his name was Dave on the scene, and we were coming down, or trying to come down off of a pretty big adrenaline rush, and he taught us something called battle breathing, and that seemed to really help bring feeling back to our extremities and kind of get us back to reality, because it was pretty chaotic and traumatic. But we're working at it a little bit at a time.
You said you're going to a job site. What do you guys do? Where were you headed?
We were headed to Clearfield to install a storm door on a home.
We work in exterior remodeling mostly, siding and windows, entry doors. Brad is a framer for 12, 15 years.
Somewhere in there.
So construction.
And where were you? Which road were you on when you saw this go down? Because it's near the freeway, but not necessarily accessible. So you on just a side road somewhere?
We were on Legacy Highway, northbound. So we had to cross the northbound lanes and southbound lanes in order to get to the crash site. But it was almost directly west of where we had pulled over. So pretty miraculous timing, I suppose.
Did other people pull over and go to help, or was it just you guys?
There were others that came. I don't know where that they were parked, but we after we had them pulled out of the plane, there were others there that helped us move them away from the fire and away from danger.
And you said that Jason was conscious when you got there?
Yes.
Did he say anything to you at all?
He didn't. He wasn't very vocal.
He may have been trying.
You could tell that he may have been trying to say something. I don't know what that could have been, but he had his fist up like this, and almost as if he was trying to say thank you, or that's what I like to believe that he was trying to say.
I think you said yesterday that you didn't really think about what you were doing at the time as far as consciously doing it.
Right.
What do you think made you act the way you did?
Just wanted to help. You seen a problem that there was life at stake, and we were in a position that we were capable of doing something, so you could either say no or yes, and I mean, it was pretty, when life's on the line, the answer is yes for me.
For me too. Seemed very instinctive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You said you had some minor injuries yourself.
hmm Just some minor burns on my arm. Brad also had some on his arm, and I have a small burn on my leg.
Had some smoke inhalation that kind of made it difficult to breathe for a couple days.
I'm sorry, where are you guys from again?
I'm from Syracuse.
And I'm from Roy.
share the details about healthcare?
Oh,
Sure.
please.
These guys don't have any healthcare insurance. They're self-employed. So they went to the hospital, but they don't have any insurance to cover those bills. And then the greater probably consequence is the mental health bills. But they, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. But they didn't, that not having health insurance didn't prevent them from getting out and trying to save a life, knowing that it could put them in a really bad way for a long time.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
Anything else? Anybody?
Thank you, Brad. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you
guys.
all. Thank you.